everybody, it's Denise Reed, and I'm here to bring you a little joy and happiness and share just a few ideas that you might incorporate in your day to day to incorporate happiness in your life. And I am pursuing it fiercely here on my podcast, Just a Point of View, and I am exploring the 52 lists of happiness. That means one a week for a whole year. Isn't that awesome? I don't know about you, but I try to keep a positive mindset all day long. 7 days a week, 365. Look at teeth. Sorry about the lipstick there. This lipstick today is just a little bit jacked up. But hey, I'm going to make the best of it. I realized that I matched my office, which is kind of crazy. I'm still seeing lipstick on my teeth. Oh, well, anyway, let's be real. This is just a happy hour, or should I say a happy coffee break. If you want to bring in adult beverages, that's all on you, and no judgment here. Just saying. Just as long as you stay sober enough to catch my drift here on Just a Point of View and explore how you might just bring some happiness into your life. Because I plan on sharing some of these ideas about happiness with you today. And there is actually a journal. Let's see if I can get it on here where you can see it. 52 Lists for Happiness by Moorea Seal. And it's a beautiful journal. It's a great gift idea. And the link is here in the show notes. If you don't want to troll around and try to find it, wonder if it's the right one, because you've enjoyed the podcast, and feel free to pick up one of your own, or just follow this whole 52-week series on the 52 Lists for Happiness and create one of your own. Heck, make a junk journal. Make it part of your vision boarding process to create your own lists, or a little journal notebook, and create your own 52 lists for yourself. And that's one of the things that I thought was so cool, was this whole journal process helped me dig down into the things that make me happy, and I'm trying to focus on them in a world of crazy turmoil and negativity, both in media. People are really feeling frustrated here lately. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I'm going to try to overcome it. And I went into list 12 going, no one can make you feel happy. But people can actually influence your happiness. And I thought maybe Moorea needs to really think about list 12 if she ever edits this 52 lists. And her question for list 12 is, who makes you happy? And I think the better question is, of the people you know, do any of them influence your happiness in a positive way? It's a long question, but it's probably more accurate. No one can make you happy. They can influence your happiness. They can bring happiness to your life, but they can't make you happy. So I'm in a conundrum on this list, and kind of think about the wordsmithing here, because you may come up to the same conclusions that I have, that no one can make you happy. They can only bring some happiness to your life, and hopefully as a result of that, you'll be positively impacted. Just like hanging out here on Just a Point of View, my podcast. So just think about it. List 12, who makes you happy? So I thought about that, and I feel happy around several people. And as I've said before, my mom was my first influencer. My dad was probably my second. And then my circle of influence grew beyond the two of them to incorporate, hopefully, you today, watching or listening, whichever way you're appreciating just a point of view. And you have that someone in your life that whenever you're around them, you can't help but at least smile or smirk or giggle a little bit and share some fun. And I always ask my mom on my drive home, when I call her, I say, "Hey, Mom, what kind of mischief did you get into today?" And I ask her that question because I want to spark her inner pixie. Just saying. We just have a good time together, needless to say. And she brings me great joy, and I hope that I do the same for her. And I have a whole bunch of friends. I don't want to be like a local Miss Marcia and say, and you, and you, and you, because I'll probably leave somebody out and they'll get their feelings hurt. So I just have a whole bunch of friends. And I have a limited few that I spend a lot of time with. I have a many that I spend a little bit of time with. And they're scattered and sprinkled all around the world. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to have those people that bring you joy and happiness. And the fact that you can share that with them. And here is just some more fodder for happiness. What about these people that put a smile or a smirk or a giggle in your life uplifts you? And sometimes it's not a giggle, a smile, or a smirk, but it's just the fact that they are there for you. That for me, it's like even when I'm not my happiest, that person is there for me. They've got my back. They go, "Hey, Denise, the world is not a terrible place." And excuse me. And think about all these wonderful things in your life. And just knowing that that person truly does care about you and what's going on in your life and how they might make your existence better in the world, that's what uplifts me. That's what makes the difference and can shift your whole experience in the world. And I think that is really interesting. I've been following some thought leaders on happiness, and there are several out here in the ether sharing their joy with the world and asking, how can you make it better? What can we do to improve it? And I thought it would be cool to share some of the people that I've been following over these past few years in regards to happiness. And one of the reasons why I decided that I wanted my 52 episodes, one a week, going forward to be about happiness, because I wanted to adapt some of their ideas in my own life, and I want to share them with you today. One of them is Elizabeth Gilbert. Dang, she is just brilliant people. And if you don't know about Elizabeth Gilbert, she wrote the book Eat, Pray, Love. You can follow her on Instagram. She shares her life up close. And I put this in my pocket to remember when I started this journey of happiness and the pursuit of it to go, okay, what are some tangible things that I can put my fingers on? And it doesn't matter um, what time of day or night it is. When I read this or do this, whatever this is in my life, I can't help but have a little smile and have a spark of joy in my heart. And I hope that this happens for you. Elizabeth Gilbert decided that she was going to create a happiness jar. She's actually putting her happiness in a jar, like pickles or your favorite cabbage or whatever it is that you put in a jar in your kitchen. She's putting happiness in hers. And she is taking one moment every day. And she even says, reading her Instagram post about her happiness jar, she said, even on horrible days, there is always one moment of grace or happiness or relief or humor or courage or a good cup of coffee, which, by the way, you can buy me a cup of coffee if you'd like. There's a link below if this podcast is making a difference for you. And she says that she even remembers a sympathetic friend whenever she needed to be uplifted. And she put those single moments on a piece of paper and put those moments in a jar. And I thought, that is just brilliant. And when I revisited that, I thought, man, maybe I need to make a jar and put it somewhere in a public space for my family with a little notepad where everybody could drop their happiness moment for the day on that little piece of paper and drop it in the jar. So when you're feeling down or you need to be uplifted, you can go back to that jar and pull that moment out and relive it in your mind. And hopefully that will bring some joy and happiness into your life. Now, Sean Anker, he definitely has done a deep dive on the happiness advantage and created a whole program around it. And I'll read you some of his research and antidotes from his book, The Happiness Advantage. And he recommends that you reap the benefits or shares that you reap the benefits of happiness because happiness promotes productivity and success. Employers, managers, business people, basically, in my words, use happiness principles to achieve results. No matter where you are, it can change relationships. It can change whole environments that you live, work, and play in. You might want to think about, Sean recommends leveraging the power of a positive mindset. What you think about, you can bring about. So bring about a positive mindset. Sean also recommends train your brain to see the positive, to experience the positive. Think about, I'm going to recommend you think about your 5 senses and write out a happiness moment for each one of those senses. Maybe put those in your jar. That could be a cool thing. And Sean Anker also recommends that or shares that you can learn and grow through adversity. And it seems like thought leaders are saying that your true growth comes from overcoming and shifting, playing the opposite game of where you are. It can be huge if you want to really break out of the negativity that you're in. Sean also says stay in control through incremental achievements. And I had a whole conversation with a client this morning about it is better to do 1 or 2 small things in pursuit of your goal than to do nothing at all and be miserable. So pick out your 1 or 2 things. And Sean recommends creating positive habits. And maybe you need to make a habit tracker and do some hash marks to remind you that you've accomplished that happiness habit for today. And in summary, Sean says, optimize the benefits of social connections. And that's why list 12 is so important here with Moorea Seal, is the fact that you have people who help you bring about happiness and bring you joy and make you feel good and do those things for yourself. So think about who makes you happy. And in conclusion today, Moorea Seal says, contemplate what it is about these people that makes you feel so uplifted. Set a date and spend time with or chat with one of them this week. That could be your goal for the weekend. Seek out those peeps that make you happy or bring you joy, and reciprocate in kind and bring them a little happiness this week. That's my challenge, and I hope that you've enjoyed all the happiness ideas that I've sprinkled on you today, and may you find your joy and happiness and spread it to others, and have a great day. This is Denise Reed with Just a Point of View.